On September 30th, 2024, Minister with responsibility for the Citizenship by Investment Program and the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, told reporters at a pre-cabinet briefing that he was unaware that Alexander Mijalovic, the businessman who is registered as the principal of BMAX Caribbean Inc. in St. Lucia, was at the center of not just a wide-scale police investigation, but had been arrested. BMAX Caribbean Inc. is the developer of the Rockall Housing Project. Dr. Hilaire promised to look into the matter and brief the nation. 1 week later, Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre, when questioned about the details, indicated that he had been briefed by Dr. Hilaire.
The minister said to me that one of the principals in the firm got himself arrested for smuggling cigarettes. That's what I was told. It happened in January, and there's a 6 months for him to be charged. And as far as I was told, he's not been charged. That means the case has just dropped. But before he did that, he had already given up his shares in BMAX. That's all I've been told. Well, I can tell you, he's sold it. He said he's given up his shares in BMAX, so he's no longer involved in BMAX. The person was in question. That's what I've been told.
But he's registered here as the sole director of BMAX Caribbean.
What I was told is that the gentleman, in the meantime, has given up his shares when he got himself involved with the law, but it's 6 months and there's been no case laid against him.
DBS News World is yet to receive information that the case against Mijalovic has been dropped. In fact, the businessman from Montenegro is out on a €1.1 million bail. Mijalovic and 5 police officers were arrested in February after an intense investigation by the Special Police Office, accused of creating a criminal organization and smuggling. In January 2023, then Prime Minister of Montenegro, Dridan Abozovic, alleged that Mijalovic and another businessman, Ranko Jubovic, are the main figures in the so-called Grand Smuggling Group, accusing them of tobacco smuggling in addition to their legal business. According to operational data, the so-called Grand Group was one of the largest smuggling groups, which cost the state of Montenegro billions of euros. Mijalovic's lawyer has denied the accusations against the businessman. Prime Minister Pierre says he's proceeding with BMAX because his concern is to solve the housing deficit in St. Lucia.
Not foreign people who are involved in their issues. What's important to me is to house the people of St. Lucia. That's what's important to me. And what's important to me is when the due diligence of the money that comes has been cleared by the bank. That's all that interests me. Once the money that comes here has been cleared by the bank, Lisa. Because the money doesn't just come here, it's cleared by the bank. And once money is cleared by the bank, I am comfortable with it.
So you have no concerns that the due diligence process did not unearth anything?
That is not true. That is not true. At the time when the due diligence process was done, there was nothing, as far as my information tells me, there was nothing on the guy.
Newsworld came across several articles indicating that civil society organizations, media, and the opposition have been claiming for years that Mijalovic and Jubovic were the co-owners of BMAX, the largest construction company in Montenegro. BMAX was close to the former government of the Democratic Party of Socialists. Until October 2022, the company was registered as being owned by a man called Veselin Kovacevic and then sold to Jubovic's son Ivan for €750,000. However, all documents incorporating BMAX Caribbean was registered in St. Lucia December 2023, including the filing of Alexander Mijalovic as the sole director. With the Prime Minister stating that Mijalovic gave up his shares, who then is the new principal?
Who is the director now?
The director would have been had to be somebody else.
But do you know who the principal is?
No, I don't. I don't.
Is it information that can be shared with
Of course.
the media?
Of course. I mean, you can ask the CIP people. You can ask the minister. He'll tell you. And it's a public document. These are not secret, you know. It's in the registry.
How did BMAX begin its relationship with St. Lucia?
I don't know.
Do you know the introduction?
No, I don't know. I don't know about how Galaxy began in St. Lucia.
Asked about the criteria and process for the selection and approval of a CIP developer, the Prime Minister stated that the determining factor is clearing due diligence and having the money. The number of citizenships allocated to the project as well as the cost of the project remain unknown at this time. 1 week after the government announced that it was pressing ahead with the project, a visit to the project site at Rockall found a single backhoe clearing the area with heaps of debris and derelict vehicles yet to be removed. For the DBS News World, Lisa Joseph reporting.